What's going on, everybody? It's Papa Vic, and here's a video. It's going to showcase like gameplay, my thought process as playing Evil Ash. For context, I probably got around like 30 win streak on this guy, but I'll dive more into that later. And honestly, my gripes about him is he's very slow. His basic units are extremely slow as well, and he's easily counterable. If somebody's just backpedaling while trying to shoot you, all they have to do is just dodge off a reaction, and they have very telegraphed and easy to predict moves for every unit and Evil Ash. But there's still merits to him. Like I love his flute, my boy Squidward. He'd be going crazy in the background, right? And that's how you mainly get most of your potential with Evil Ash. And that could be it's a good and bad thing just depending on RNG where you're actually defending points and stuff like that. Because if you can't really place the flute in a good spot, then it's kind of it's kind of fried. You're kind of fried. But other than that, honestly, he's pretty fun to play. In my opinion, he's probably the funnest to play for me. But and it's not like just completely broken or anything like that. But, but yeah, I'm just gonna give you my thought process. See how this match goes. I've been trying to record this video for a while, but each match has been every match the survivors have been absolutely like just new, which is the case about the win streak, right? Here's the thing: this game is fairly new still, so as time goes on, the survivors gonna get better, hopefully. So then that's why, like low key, like the win streak doesn't even matter because people are just not good enough, right? They just don't know how to play the game that well, or they're just not playing together as best as they could be. So as soon as I spawn, I'm just gonna take note of where the page and the dagger is, and go from there pretty much. We're finally in the match, thankfully. So I'm taking note. All right, so the pace is pretty close. So also to find the survivors pretty quickly. Look where we spawn by the Lucky Battle Lodge. Look where the page is and dagger. So we can just assume that the survivors are in just upper right area. So I'll just keep that in mind as I pretty much do what I have to do. So off rip, all I do is I just go to one of the objectives, whatever is closest, and I start setting up traps around there immediately. And as soon as I'm level 2, I'll upgrade into the first level traps. And let's see. Come on. Let's place this trap here. There we are. Level 2 trap. Or level 1 trap. So once I get level 3, I'll actually put a point into my basic units. And so the economy over here, like in terms of infernal energy, seems pretty decent. So I'll actually stay around here instead of trying to like fish around and get just a little bit of infernal energy. Get a good bit before I come back, start placing my traps back. And right now, as you're doing this, what you want to do is you want to think about where you can place your flute. So your flute, when you have the upgrade and the build, and I'll show the build at the end of the video, you have about 60 yards to actually place him and still get his effects. So what I like to do is I try to like get it around 55 yards away. That's the max I'll go, and I'll try to place them around an area where it's protected or secluded. And when it's protected by traps or it's secluded in a house, stuff like that. If you can get both, that's definitely like the ideal situation. But it's looking like right here for this area at least, it's gonna have to be secluded. So I'll probably place them like right here. So I'll just keep that in mind as I go over and look for another area to go to. So right here, I'll just start placing my basic units. Let's actually get the hell out of this little ditch here. Let's see. Yep, it's fairly well trapped over there, and I didn't really spot didn't spot any good spots to place my flute. Mind you, the flute gives you 90% more damage and 50% damage reduction for everybody within the range. So it's very potent to have a really good flute placement for the Necromancer, and a really good start to the early game is even more important for actually doing well with the Necromancer. So I'm just going along here. Um, really don't want to waste too much time. All right, so I know that the last objective is over there. So if they do that dagger last, that just means I have to really be careful and try to get as much pressure as I can. But the main goal is to set up traps for the early phase. For me, set up traps around the objectives. Max out my traps at level 5. with 1 point to the basic unit, so I can just spawn them for more threat level. I also do the mini ashes for the supply crates because I like to have the survivors missing an item rather than just taking damage, because the Cheryl or anybody in the team can just heal up with that. So I'm just placing traps here. I'm also thinking in mind where I'm going to place my flute. And since the terminal station, I have a pretty good spot always for this spot. So let's see. I'm trying to think. So what you want to think about or really try to focus on is trying to get the threat level 10 before they get the first objective done, like the all 3 maps pieces completed. So let's go ahead. So right over here, I love placing the flute around over here, so like right behind this tree, because the survivor has to come all the way out. They have to go through quite a few traps in this area, and these fences are not breakable by cars either, I believe. So it's pretty nice area. Like Terminal Station is probably one of the best places to defend as a Necromancer, and probably killers in general. So I've pretty much trapped this whole area. So now I'm going to use that knowledge that I assume that they're going to be over in this area probably. So as I'm going there, just keep upgrading. And the upgrading path, what you really want to take is for the first 5 levels, like I said, max out your traps and get 1 point into basic. And while you're traveling to area to area, you can like place down basic units if you have a good bit of energy near you. But I don't see any right now, so I'm just holding on to it. And plus, also, since I'm on the way to try to find survivors right now, I'm just holding on to it because it's a pretty long cooldown. Not too bad, but yeah, pretty long cooldown. So this tree right here, actually near the tunnel, always spawns with these energies. Always, always, always will. And it's pretty good energy. If you have a defense in the tunnel, that's probably like the best spot to have a Necromancer play there, because you can place what I like to do. I actually place my flute on top of the tunnel, and they can't really go outside. It's way too much. It's way too long for them to go outside. So they're actually here already. And if it's just okay, so this is like pretty good scenario. So we have somebody by themselves,
Pretty good.
which is bad for them. So actually, there's more people over there, which is perfectly fine. So all right. So all 4 survivors are accounted for right now. And notice how I just used I just did an educated guess about where they're gonna actually be at. So I'm actually gonna place this here, give her some trouble. I'm gonna spawn my flute over here. It doesn't have to be too far, because I'm just gonna mess with her. So I'm actually gonna possess this guy right here. So what I like to do is I like to place my traps around before I spawn my basic ads, as you've seen. So she's in animation. I like to do 3 basic attacks in a row, then I press square. I didn't press square because she died already. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to go set up, try to get some energy. I see this guy coming over here. He's right there. He's gonna kill my flute, which is perfectly fine. But what I'm gonna do is try to get as much energy as I can. I'm gonna place a trap here. Come on. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's so bad on me. So I'm actually just gonna let him get him up. Scare them right there. Get my elite. Place my elite. Then I'm gonna possess one of my elites right here. I'm gonna go for her because she has lower health, and I still got my buff up, and I should be able to kill her. Nice. That's so good. So, she tried to be fancy pants and try to heal up right in front of me, even though instead of trying to get out the situation. And I don't know why that Ash did not kill my flute. So here's the thing, right? Like I said, the like win streaks in this game right now really doesn't matter, because look at that. Like, that was kind of a boneheaded play, honestly. And like, really boneheaded play is you hear the flute and it's wide open. There's nothing protecting it. There's no seclusion around it, and he did not choose to kill him. So I'm literally getting 50% damage reduction, and I'm literally getting 90% more damage for everybody. And they still didn't kill the flute, which is fine because there's no ads here. But I mean, you just can't make that up, right? You have to focus the flute. So right here, I'm just going to keep harassing them, just place my traps. Like I said, I always like placing my traps, try to set them up, try to get them in a corner. And let's see what's going on over here. Let's try to get this trap. She's going to go through that trap. And let's try to go to the other exit. See if I can get a trap now. So that's actually a supply crate. She activated the trap, which is very nice. So I'm going to activate this trap. Oh, unfortunate. I mistimed it. Activate that trap. There we go. Here we go. I'm gonna place my flute right here. That could be farther, but I'm just doing it so I can be fast. I'm gonna try to get some good pressure here. That one guy's going for the actual flute, so I'm gonna have to like just try to go crazy here. He's running away, which is really smart. He's going to his team, which is even smarter. Okay, he's using his ability here, which is fine. So notice how I did 3 basic attacks, then I did my square. Now I'm gonna do 3 basic attacks and do my triangle instead. Notice how he has to back away. This is fine. So with the game here, like, you're really not trying to kill anybody, right? You're really just trying to get your threat level as high as possible, and you really want, like I said, get your threat level to at least level 10 before the first objective is completely done. All 3 map pieces are found and stuff. So we got a very great early game. These guys aren't really playing together that well, honestly, either. They're kind of like just doing their own thing. Like you see right here, these two, they're just chilling. They didn't even help. I'm not sure if they did help. So I'm actually going to place my trap back here again. I'm actually going to try to scare Cheryl right here.
I can't take this anymore.
A whole lot of bad mojo.
I scared her. Honestly, so I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to see what they do. Okay, so they're running off. I don't want to spawn in boss just quite yet. Even though I can, I don't want to do it just quite yet. So let's harass this guy a little bit. He took off my arm, which is fine. I still got a head into my other arm. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to keep hitting by this guy. And don't do what this guy's doing. He's trying to fight me. A possessed unit, and when I'm this high of a threat level, you don't want to do that, because this is what happens. You pretty much just die. Put that down. Oh, you got the heal off. Which is fine. But, like, he's just not even doing that much damage to me, which I'm surprised by. But, I mean, like, you see this. He's not even trying to dodge my attacks. He's just wasting all his resources. He's used his circle, which reduces his damage by 50%, but it's not going to matter. I'm still going to probably down this kid. He's just looking at me. There you go. That's how you're supposed to do it. There you go. Just look at me. There we go. And fortunate for him, he has no team whatsoever. So he might rage quit. They found another map piece. And when I'm leveling up, after you get to level 5 and get your traps maxed and your basics, I'd go straight into basics until you can get your first point into your elite. And then you can get your elite there. And then after you get your elite, go back to basics until you can get to your boss. Until you get your boss unlocked. So that's the goal right there. I'm gonna set a trap right here for her. Waste some time right there. Place my flute down right here. It's still in range of everything. So unfortunately she got him back up. But I'm gonna actually spawn Evil Ash here, just because they're kind of isolated. So I actually messed up my initiation. What you want to do is triangle square, and you can clip your triangle animation into your square, which saves a lot of time. Right there, I just canceled my recovery frames out of my attack with my dodge. This was really helpful. She's just running away, which is not what you want to do. But I think that's her only choice, because she's a healer, so she really can't, like, kill me or anything. But if you just run away, you can literally, since I have unlimited stamina, right? Like, I have unlimited stamina, right? So, by the way, no clue where these other 2 guys are, but they're just, yeah, they're not playing together whatsoever. So, yeah, it's kind of a free game, honestly. Like I said, winning as killer right now, it doesn't really matter when you get survivors like this 90% of the time, where they're not working together, you know, not taking care of the flute. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. So they found all 3 pieces. I'm assuming they're down at the circus area. I placed a trap there at one of the souls. I'm gonna get a lot of XP. Yep, a lot of threat level. So, like, honestly, like, this game is probably over as soon as I hit level 10 before they got the map. Because, 1, they're not working together. And 2, they're just, individually, they're playing not the best, right? They're just sprinting away instead of just backtracking and dodging on reaction. That's what they need to do in order to kind of counteract what I'm doing. Because, like I said, Ash, all his units are really slow at attacking and predictable. They might be at the dagger. And honestly, if they get the reds, it really doesn't matter, just because, like, you can get once you play killer a lot, you'll get a feel, like, of how good they are, the survivors are. So I actually kind of broke my neck, which is fine, but you'll get a feel whether, like, the survivors are actually good or not, and they're just not playing the best. So I really have, like, there's no pressure on me to, like, really do well or get even more of a lead than I already have, because good survivors, they won't show you their location, and the good survivors will also not they will play together, or if they don't play together, they won't go down easily. They'll know how to survive against any killer, pretty much. So here they are. I'm gonna place my flute down. That's pretty bad flute placement, but honestly, for these guys, it doesn't really matter. So Lord Arthur's about to die, so I'm going for him. He's dead. So let's go over here. Let's finish up this game because these guys are kind of they're not being really well for my video here. So we're gonna have to play another match. Possess this guy. She got the flute, which is really nice on her. Where were you the whole game? Bop. So notice I did 3 basic attacks, then I did my square. 1, 2, 3, then triangle. That's pretty much your basic combos with these guys, right? Let's see if I can catch her. I did catch her. Wow. So triangle square with him. Do both my abilities at once, and this is game over. Thank you for playing. So that just shows you, like, that's what you can do as Evil Ash against a team that's not playing together, right? Mind you, other killers is probably going to be even more of a stomp, honestly. But yeah, like, these guys weren't the best. And it's surprising because they're all on PlayStation, so maybe they could have been Survivor friends, but playing like that, probably not. So let's get to the next match. Hopefully the Survivors will give us more of a fight. But yeah, like, so here, alright, so here's a good example, right? We spawn pretty far away, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get to level 3 as fast as I can, so I can spawn ads as I make my way over. So I spawn here in the 2 objectives over here, so I can expect the Survivors to be in the bottom half of the map. So same leveling as before. So notice how this area is, like, very weak in terms of infernal energy, so I'm just literally gonna get the hell out of here and make my way towards one of the others. I'm gonna skip that infernal energy, it's fine. Level 2, see if there's anything in here. And on my way over, I'll just trap some stuff, even if it doesn't ever come into play. I just gotta get to level 3 as fast as possible. Nothing. Let's get that trap. Okay. Okay, they found the first map piece, which was perfectly good. Perfectly fine. So they have a Pablo, Arthur, Ed, and a Ash. Okay, so Ed is actually, in my opinion, probably like one of the most underrated hunters in this game, because he can literally just destroy all your traps on an objective, which is really strong and annoying to go against as killer. So, and I feel like this is going to be a good match to showcase. We'll see though. So yeah, trying to get to level 3 as fast as possible while I'm making my way over here, just to keep up my threat level. Keep it up. Like I said, like, there's RNG involved with this game in terms of like how good your defenses can be or will be, right? So here we are in this. We have Clara's Pawns. Doesn't seem like there's many traps to set up near here, which is bad RNG for us, you know. So it's just gonna be like not that much added pressure from external sources. We get to level 3, which is nice. So we can just start spawning ads. And since right there, if there was a lot of traps to set up, I wouldn't have spawned ads there. So I need the energy to actually set up the traps. But since there's barely there's like what, 3 traps in this area to actually set up, there's nothing really going here for me. So now I'm just gonna look for a flute placement. And since it's pretty much 60 yards away with the build I got, I'm looking for a 55-yard placement. And honestly, okay, they found second. That's pretty good, pretty good.
You had one job.
So right here, so here's this situation. So this is like probably the best spot right here. Yep, it's pretty well distant. Got some decent protection, so I'm gonna place my flute over here in that building. So now I'm gonna make my way over to here as fast as I can. And hopefully they won't be able to find the 3rd map piece, but if they do, it's perfectly fine. I just have to determine where they're going first. And with an Ed Gently, that can be really hard to determine because he can just destroy all my traps, so I won't be notified if they went to Clara's Pawn. Like, if they found the map piece right now, they went straight to the dagger, and Ed was taking out all my traps. First off, there's not that many traps to even set off, so I would have to be very careful. So right here, this actually looks like a good spot to manage. Switch to mini ashes so they get rid of items. I never defended here actually, which is pretty weird. But this looks like a good spot, so I'm gonna max out my traps so I can spawn elites whenever they get trapped. Let's see what's going on here. There's a supply crate here on the outside, I think. Yep, oh, we already trapped it. Okay. It's a lot of traps, a lot of traps. Somebody's making noise. Dead end. I'll keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And I'm looking at the fear. Looks like Arthur's by himself, but looks like now he's in the light. It's very smart about him. Very smart. Keep his location compromised. So yeah, he's up there at that zen. Alright, I need to go grab some energy. I think I have a spot where I want to place my flute. Now I could probably place it outside. Yeah, there's looks a lot of open space though. Outside might not be a bad play though, since it's like pretty far out, but I might place it here. This might be a good spot. Or I just place it way yonder over pretty much probably like down here by that crane. Yeah, I'll probably do it by the crane first. So now I just need to go find these guys and start harassing them right now. Because we're not even close to level 10 yet. And they just need one more piece of the map. So let's go find these guys. Start slowing them down, hopefully. So smart survivors, what they'll do is, as soon as they hear the flute, they'll go after the flute because they know that the flute's giving a lot of buffs to our units. Also, if they also hear the flute, okay, they found the third map. Which is fine. Perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. This might be a really good late game then. So what they do is, if they hear me spawning ads, they know I'm trying to commit or try to get them to give me some of their resources, right? Some of their heals, some of their ammo, right? But if they just run away, that's really beneficial for the survivor. So here we have one guy that's really close here. So either Pablo's here with them. Oh wait, okay, so he found like the actual dark one. So I'm gonna place my flute here. I may have placed it preemptively, which might be the case because he's going right towards it. Let's place that. So the dark ones, yeah. So I placed it pretty badly, the flute there. So what all he has to do here is just backstep. Notice how he's just backstepping? That was just perfect by him, right? So we might have a good game on our hands. Let's see. Let's keep upgrading this. But he is by himself. And like I said, you shouldn't be by yourself unless you know what you're doing. He clearly knows what he's doing. He's backpedaling. He's killing at the same time. He's not sprinting away like you'll see 90% of survivors doing, right? So let's go ahead and mess with him a little bit more. Try to get my threat level even more up. So what I'm going to do now is what I should have done is just place traps near him. Oh, he actually has the blue light on right now. And such a long cooldown. As you can see, I really can't do nothing about it, right? So I'm actually going to try to... Oh, and that's another thing you can't do anything about. You can't vault anything as a unit. And that's how survivors can abuse that. So it's fine, you know. It's fine, it's fine. Perfectly fine. So let's see. He might be grouping up with his team. Homeboy's way back down there, which is weird. But I'm gonna try to place this. Try to slow him down some more. Since he doesn't have his blue light, hopefully he'll run right into it. I'm gonna try to force him into that by placing my trap right there. Let's place this here. See if he bites. He does bite. He does bite. So what I'm gonna do now, hit him while he's drinking. Yes. Yes. I'm good. So he does bite. So now I'm gonna hit him while he gets that up. He's playing it smart though. Just pedaling. Smart for him just to run away. It's smart. But you see how many resources I got out of him? I got about 3 heals. Make that a 4th heal. Notice how he's just pedaling. And all I can really do is just hope and swing. I'm just gonna try to just hope and swing. I really can't do much about that because my units are really slow. Really just can't do that much, you know. It just is what it is. So I'm just gonna keep harassing him, and I see the people on the map. So right now he's making a mistake because right now I have unlimited stamina. So all I can do is just keep running until he stops running. Then I can just wail on him. Surprised he still has stamina. I'm very surprised he still has stamina. All right, now he's pretty out right now. So what now I'm just gonna wail on him 3R1s. He's gonna square. He's in the iframe, which is fine. But notice my threat level. I'm getting so much threat level off of him, and I'm getting my resources out of him too. He's actually made a huge mistake ever staying in that triangle. You never want to do that. So he made a mistake by just running away. I'm not sure why he did that, but hey, we're gonna have to capitalize on that immediately. So don't have that much energy right now, which is fine. But I'm gonna place my flute down here so they have some pressure to help stall. I'm gonna try to get some energy while I can. And that was my dad asking if he wanted me to see a movie I already saw. But yeah, let's see how we can stall this. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so Pablo's here. That's why I couldn't see what was going on. But I'm just smacking these kids.
Hey, a man's body
It's fine.
is his own personal property.
Unfortunately, Pablo kind of just ruined everything. But hey, we'll still take it. We'll still take all that threat level. And this guy's just by himself. So, but since these guys are kind of close to the objective, I'm just gonna stay messing around with these guys. But if these guys were nowhere near the objective, I would definitely go in and kill that guy down there if I could. So right now we're just gonna go in, see what's going on. See what is going on. But yeah, Pablo, he's pretty annoying to go against too. He's a pretty good survivor just because it's so hard to keep track of him. It's so hard to keep track of him. I'm not gonna use that actually. He's doing the smart thing, just running away. Doing the smart thing. But he is by himself though. So we're gonna see. He's kind of isolated, right? But he is just running away, which is smart. And it's an annoying thing to go against as killers sometimes, where survivors literally could just run away. They don't have to fight, which is smart. I'm definitely not knocking them at all. But let's see what they do. Where are we going? Where are we going? So I'm assuming they're gonna go to Clara's pawn. If they go to, I forget where the dark ones are actually. But I'm pretty sure the dark ones are at the dead end now. I think about it. Yeah, they're at dead end. So if they do Clara's pawns last, that'll be better for them. Especially since it's easier to take control of with the less amount of traps surrounding it. So they actually are going to Roserboro, which is fine by me. Yeah, it's completely fine by me. I'm gonna just get ready to place my flute. But since I have so much energy, I'm gonna go ahead and start slowing them down even more. Here comes this guy with the traps. Getting rid of all my traps. Let's go ahead and try to stop him if we can.
I've been waiting for you.
I'm scaring this guy. I don't know why he's not just backpacking, pedaling. Bop. 2, 3, and come on. Just missed him barely. Alright, we'll hit him instead. We just gotta get our threat level up. Really, that's really it. Let's actually get some energy. Should be a double. So Pablo. So actually, let's place our flute guy. Let's place him like right over here. Just to have some pressure, because they're not going to start just quite yet, looks like, since I got some pressure on them. Let's go ahead and place some minions down here. Let's get some energy. Can I possess them or no? Oh, they actually are starting, which is not the best for me, but just because I'm going to lose my flute. But look at their health. Look at Ed Gently's health, right? Look at Homeboy's health over here, right? I'm literally going to spawn Evil Ash and probably go crazy right here. So triangle square, I'm actually going to upgrade while I can. So I'm actually going to hit Pablo here a little bit. No clue where Ed's at, but it's fine. I'm actually going to get rid of this guy instead because he's hitting me harder. Oh, that dude disconnected? Oh no. But hey, dude, I'm telling you, I'm still going to upload this because it's great. It shows you how to take care of early game issues like we had, right? So right here, Evil Ash died was perfectly fine, but I'm still gonna just out pressure everybody, right? I'm gonna take over here.
Your savior serves our dark army now.
Bad aim on my part. And he's down, and Pablo. Let's go ahead and place our flute over here, so they have to go out the way to get him. Place that. I'm pretty sure he rage quit, but honestly not sure. Yeah, they kind of failed the objective here. Pablo's going for my flute. I'm gonna have to stop you, my good sir. I missed. Somebody else actually killed it. Pablo's playing it very nice. I'll do my triangle. Try to stagger him out. Do my square. Get some good damage. It's really not about like trying to survive as long as possible with your possessed units, right? It's really just getting your threat level up as much as you can. So I'm gonna try to get some infernal energy here. Did I miss both? At least I hit one. I hit one. I hit one. Okay. So let's go around here, grab some energy. Not sure why that guy rage quit, or maybe just disconnected, but still good video nonetheless because it shows you how to take advantage of a bad early game as Necromancer. You just got to find the survivors, try to pressure them as much as you can. And it showcased how weak the Necromancer can be, too, because you saw Ed Gently. I don't know why he stopped doing it, but he was just backpedaling, dodging when he needed to dodge, and was killing everything. The AI and is really slow with the Necro. Like, everything's pretty bad with him. But he's still fun to play. So I placed down my flute kind of prematurely here. So I'm actually going to place a trap down here. I already know they're going to try to stop that. So I'm going to place my minions as if they were going right towards him. So now I'm going to go ahead and possess one guy. Let's see what happens.
I call this one the Ash. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start hitting him. Okay, he's just going to use iframes. Let's go ahead and hit this guy. More iframes. Let's go ahead and use my triangle. Let's go ahead and use that. Let's go ahead and possess my anything. This guy's pretty low. He's down. Look how much damage I'm doing with a really basic unit, right? Like now they finally got rid of my my flute. So now I'm gonna hit him. Shoot my square. Square does a lot of damage with your basic. That's fine. Go ahead and do that. It's pretty much just a waiting game. So I'm not gonna spawn boss just yet. I'm gonna get this up. Then I'm gonna possess you. Stop that revive a little bit. Put some more pressure on you. Oh yeah. Wow, this was way better than spawning the boss, dude. Let's go ahead and put my flute down right in front of you. What are you gonna do about it? Ash is back already. I might as well just give up. So right here, if I was afraid of him dodging, I would press circle. Circle, it goes through dodges. See how I cancel my animation right there with my R1 attacks? With my dodge, I cancel my animation right there. Let's waste some more time. Let's try that. I cancel it again with my dodge. And he is honestly kicking my ass. But there you go. That's how you do it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what else you want to see. We're just going to look at the in-game stats. These guys were definitely better than the last team. But honestly, like, it's still, like, it's too early in the game to, like, really care about wins as killer, honestly. Because survivors won't play together, you know. People rage quit, stuff like that. And let's go ahead and go through the build real fast, and then that'll be it. If you haven't already, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, share a comment. Let me know what I can do to improve my gameplay in my videos, and let me know after I show you my build. Let me know what else you recommend for my build, or what do you prefer. So, like I said, the flute is very important, right? The flute is very important. You really want to like build around like trying to protect the flute as long as possible, right? And you like I said, like with survivors that are not really that good, you can kind of just like place them anywhere, honestly, because they're not gonna really do anything about it. But I like to get everything in the front row. I think these are all essential. Health raising basic, rock steady boss, infernal revenue, rock steady basic, health raiser elite, rock steady elite. And when it comes to the front, the first row, I don't really care about using my abilities as my elite because they're really too slow. They can be easily dodged, and yeah, it's pretty much useless against even bad survivors. The infernal energy for boss doesn't really matter because you just get so much anyway, and you're playing around the defense, right? You're playing around to set up traps around the objectives that you want to defend. Then you want to overrun survivors by placing your flute down in a good spot that's protected. And then when you place your flute down, that's when you start spawning ads, and then you become an evil Ash. So even by then, it's not going to matter how much energy you really need to actually spawn the boss. I like this skill a lot. You could probably take out a skill point here, place it anywhere you want. but I like the range of it a lot because I feel like in the end game when you're defending Dark Ones, since they're just spawning ads randomly for you, you can really just resurrect them even farther away. Literally like 50 feet is kind of crazy. But basic units, this is why we want to max out our basic units first. Then we want to increase our boss damage. We don't really care about elites because elites are just way too slow, way too slow. This is just to get the second row is this is just to get the points to actually get this right here and then get to the skeletal support. These are really it's really up to you which way you want to go about it, but just 1 point in each of these. I tested like this healing. It doesn't really give you that much more healing, honestly. 40% of like 200, 400 damage is really not that much healing when you're taking like what 700, 800, sometimes 2,000 damage. If you want to use my Hunter Ash build, right? You're taking 2,000 damage while you're choking somebody, so it's really kind of irrelevant to get for 40% for that. Third row, this isn't really important either. It's just to get to the skills that we want. Same with this. This right here is very important to me. I feel like I get a lot of value by literally, if you resurrect the skeletons, you're going to overwhelm the survivors even more. They're going to have way more health and way more damage output. This right here, it gives you like an extra 10 yards. I know it's feet here. I don't know why the metrics are different for everybody, for every game. I'm not sure why. I saw somebody's YouTube videos like it had the yards here or whatever, but I'm pretty sure this is around 60 yards, right? So compared to like the regular flute without this, it's like 50 yards. So it's up to you. I feel like it's worth it because I think to a certain point you can't even hear the flute with all the commotion going around. So I feel like this is very worth it, and you have more leeway when you want to place your flute stuff like that. Uh, these aren't really important to me. I just in practice I didn't find them really useful, but let me know if you did have some use out of those. This is very nice because you get 30 energy instead of 25 energy for each infernal energy orb you pick up. So every five orbs you pick up, that's an extra free trap that you can place. It's very nice. And then since we're not focusing around elites, we don't really care about how much they cost. We're just really using them just to, like I said, since we're defending mainly with Necromancer, we're just defending our objectives. We're gonna get a lot of infernal energy anyway. And kind of like this right here is kind of irrelevant because you don't really need that much more energy because you already get a lot and you can only have so much to spend it on anyway. So cooldown and summoning ability, you're not going to even be able to get to use this honestly in most of the cases because you're probably going to be dead or the survivor's going to be dead by then. Uh, Next row we have this and this. This is just to get to the maximum health for the boss. Evil Ash is very slow. He has very slow attacks. You know, if you're doing that choke, you're literally a sitting duck and you're gonna get your head fucking blown off, right? So this maximum health is very helpful for him. Same why we got the rock steady maxed out for him too. These are just these points are literally just to get to the health raiser, right? Finally, the last row, since we're focusing on basic units, the, this is these points down here literally cost 1 point just to get a lot more value out of something, if that makes sense. Like 10% attack speed is better because the AI kind of sucks already for Evil Ash's units. They're kind of slow. They'll kind of just stare at opponents at times. So keep that in mind. So this helps out a lot. Irreparable damage. This is key. I feel like you have to have the skill because Evil Ash is already slow enough. His unit's already slow enough. You don't need to nerf him even more. But this right here is a really nice addition to extra gameplay. It feels like it's really 2 seconds, right? Because you get hit stun and then you don't have that 1 second time where you can heal. It is hilarious when sheriffs put down their healing aura and think they can just tank it in front of you. That's what we call free kills. As soon as you see that, those are free kills. And then this just helps to overwhelm the survivors with another skeleton. Don't really need this stuff to cool down because the cooldowns are already short enough for Evil Ash, honestly. All the cooldowns for each spawn are pretty short, like 40 seconds. It actually flies by pretty quick when you're actually fighting. So that's the build. Copy it down. Give me suggestions what you would like to see next. If you want to see more survivor guides or builds, I'm trying to work on another hunter right now. Any hunters or any support survivors, anything, really anything. Just let me know what you'd like to see. And I'm loving up the Warlord as well. Try to get some gameplay and guides about her too. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what I can do better to improve these videos, what you want to see, and I hope you have a great day.